Hi, so I thought I would do a video post about eye care with Bell's palsy. I think one of the major things when you've got Bell's palsy, not being able to shut one of your eyes leads to quite a few problems. So eye care is paramount. Your doctor's probably said that to you. You know, you've got to look after your eye because of the problems. So the human eye would normally blink 2 or 3 times a minute. On the eye care then, follow your doctor's advice for a start. What I'm going to tell you is just what I found out, what's working for me, but you got to follow your doctor's advice primarily, because they're the doctors after all. So what I've been doing is I've been using this Visco Tears. So I've been using this, in fact, since I was admitted to hospital. To start with, the people in the accident emergency unit told me to use this just 4 times a day. However, I saw the ophthalmology specialist before I was discharged from the hospital, and he said to use this at least once an hour. The reason for this is certainly I can't produce any tears, so when I cry, I just cry out my good eye now, not my bad eye. But even if I was able to produce tears, because I can't shut my eye, I can't spread that across the eyeball, and the eyeball's got to be kept moist, and it's also got to be kept clear of debris. What you need to do is, when you put this kind of stuff on, put it into the eye. I won't do it in front of a webcam because that's a recipe for poking yourself in the eye. But you put it on, and then you've got it in there, and then shut your eye, and then very gently just massage your lid and basically move what you put in your eye over your eye, making sure that you're bringing the bottom lid up as well, because apparently where you tend to get the dryness is like in a line across your eye where the 2 lids should be meeting. So it's important to make sure that you're getting good coverage. It's important at night. They said to me, you've got to keep it taped shut, and I've tried a variety of different taping methods using the surgical tape micropore or similar, and basically running strips of tape down across the top, diagonally across, and then using 2 crosses of tape. Now, I don't know how you found this, but I'm sure the people who are suggesting taping your eye down with a strip of tape down probably haven't had Bell's palsy, because what I found was I could tape it down, and if I opened my good eye, my bad eye wanted to opened up a fraction. It couldn't open up fully, but it was opening up a fraction, and then it was catching on the tape, and actually I was taping my eye, I was getting tape on my eyeball then, which is incredibly uncomfortable. Found it very, very difficult to have just the one eye taped up, because if I open my other eye, this one tried to open. So I actually have fashioned a solution myself, and now I sleep with a face mask, which I've made some alterations to, and I find this much better. In fact, I'm going to try and get some kind of design sorted out for this, and maybe I'll post this on the blog. But this works in a much nicer way, because what I'm doing is I'm keeping my eye shut by just pushing down on the top of the eyelid. There's not tape to get in my eye. There's not tape to pull off in the morning, so I'm not losing my eyebrow and, you know, layers of skin from pulling tape off. So I found this a really good solution. As I say, I'm going to try and do something with the design so I can share that with people. So that's the nighttime solution. We've got to get out and about, and I found it very difficult. I didn't want to be walking around constantly touching my eye, and I found that irritated the eye by keeping touching it, shutting it, getting problems with it. So it's not maybe the coolest looking solution in the world, but as a cyclist I had a pair of clear glasses available to me. Wearing those, as you can see, It's not exactly trendy with your work attire. But what's happening is these are very close fitting. It's coming right down here onto my cheeks and it's going right up to my forehead. So the advantage of wearing these when you've got Bell's palsy or similar, my dad actually suggested some building goggles, and a friend of mine, an electrician, he had some safety glasses, similar principle. And what this does is it's stopping things going towards your eye, and it's stopping air motion which might be carrying bits of dust, hairs, all sorts of stuff that normally the blink action would deal with fine and dandy. We don't even notice it day to day. But with an eye that doesn't blink, we're going to try and protect it. The reason why I came up with these was the alternative being the eye shade, as it's known, rather than an eye patch, an eye shade that was bought from the pharmacy. And the nice chemist said, "Oh yes, you know, this will be really good." Well, I don't know how many of you have tried this already, but the shape of it is hollowed out. So if you put it over your eye normally, as you would, what happens is, because you've got Bell's palsy, I've got my good eye open, so my bad eye opens and stares into black space, with bits of light coming in around the side because it's not a very good fit around the side. There's a big gap here, so I'm getting stuff blowing into it. I don't know whether you can see that, and there's a gap blowing into it. So I found these eye shades absolutely useless. So the next best thing to the eye shade, because sometimes this might be a bit more acceptable if you were going to the shops than this. You know, it's a bit more, I've got something medically wrong with me, rather than, you know, I've just finished cycling for the day and now I'm doing my food shopping. The adaptation to this one is similar to the adaptation that I've done for my night sleeping patch. And so with this, it's again, it works on the principle that if I push down on my eyelid, it actually keeps the eye shut, because if the eye's shut, then it doesn't matter so much that I've got that gaping hole that I was talking about. So we've still got the gaping hole, and but my eye is actually shut underneath because I've made the adjustments to it. So again, I'll try and share these designs with you on the blog, the mybellspalsy.co.uk blog, and hopefully you can benefit from it. So that's my if I've really got to cover up and I'm not feeling too confident, but my day-to-day clear glasses. Although, you know, if you live in a sunny place, unlike England, in the winter, you could probably get away with wearing shades. But important to minimise the airflow. So wraparounds, not very cool, but they do the job. So those are my tips for eye care with Bell's palsy. I hope they're useful. Please do leave me comments on the blog.